Alright, so welcome to the secret of singing high notes, part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 of this video, please check the card right here. Don't go any further because you're going to be getting ahead of yourself. So in part 1, as a quick recap, what we went over was getting into the very quiet place in your voice. Finding that very easy release in your high range. So we did it on a scale of an ah. The key is to keep it super quiet, allowing the jaw to relax and open up nice and wide, and not to open horizontally, but rather to open vertically. If you've gone through and mastered that step, the next step is to start to add volume to that. Because after that first video, you may be left with, okay, great, Adam, I can do it super quiet, but I don't want to sing my song super quiet. I want to start to develop a little bit more strength and volume behind that. How do we do that? So what we need to do is start off with that quiet sound and start to swell into that sound. One of the biggest problems for singers is that they see that sound and then the sound we're about to create, and they see it as two distinct entities. What we need to do is take that loud sound, take that quiet sound, and show that there's a link between the two. So let's do on this note, finding really quiet first. That's all we need to do at first. If you can't do that, please stop right now. Go back to the first video and then come back to this one once you've been able to master finding that nice quiet sound. Now, that quiet sound does not sound like this. You hear the difference? There's no chord closure there. My vocal cords aren't coming together. Whereas has a much crisper sound to it, and there's something I can lean on there. There's my vocal cords are coming together. And if you're interested in getting a video on that, I'd be happy to make one. Leave a comment down below if you want me to make video on this point between the disconnected sound and the connected sound. So now what we're going to do is take that quiet sound and we're going to start to turn up the volume. And so what we're doing is showing how we can go from that quiet sound and lean into the sound and get much stronger. This is one of the best exercises to learn this through. I call this the crescendo exercise. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about this and going through kind of a stepwise process where I take you from day 1 to day 30 and teach you exactly how to get your voice here, I would highly recommend checking the link above. Right there, I'm going to have my 30 days to a better voice. With that course, it goes through everything that you need to improve your voice, and I'll have you being able to do this exercise within 30 days. For those of you who may be skeptical, I was able to take my voice from this when a man loves a woman to this. And I feel something so wrong. And I believe anybody can do that too. So go ahead and check that out. For the purposes of this exercise, we're going to try to do this throughout our range. So I recommend starting in your bridge range, maybe a little bit below. So like maybe around the D for males. For females, I would start you right around the F or the G in that area. And we just want to slowly turn up that volume knob each time and try to make it as gradual as possible. So finding that nice light tone first. And if you can find it with a little bit of vibrato, even better. Because what that tells you is that your voice is nice and released on that note, even really quiet. Sorry, I went a little too high. And so you want to lean into it and let go. And this way you're developing on every single note what it takes to be able to increase the volume. One other important point that really needs to be stressed here is that one of the basis points of this exercise is developing good support. Because if you're trying to get more volume from the neck and the neck is tensing, you're doing it wrong. So what you need to do is keep the neck as relaxed as possible and just use your lower abdominals. Allow them to squeeze out the air. I like to think of it like this. Imagine you're a tube of toothpaste, right? And I hate it when my kids squeeze the tube of toothpaste right from the nozzle. Drives me nuts. So we don't want to do that with the voice. We don't want to squeeze at the nozzle. This is the nozzle. We want to squeeze down here, which then allows all the air from the bottom to the top to come out in a very healthy and pressurized system. So let's do one more so you guys get a great idea of how this exercise is done in completeness. So we find it first. Once we have that, and so in this way, we take it through step by step and find the release in the voice that we need to, and then turn up the support from the lower abs as we do it. If you guys have any questions on any of this, I'd be happy to help. Again, my course clarifies this significantly. Highly, highly recommend. It's the most comprehensive course I have out to date. 30 Days to a Better Voice. Check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, I guarantee you're going to enjoy this one, so check it out.